Hello. Thought I'd do a video about my favorite world in VRChat because it's got airplanes. So let's go check it out. So here we've got the directions at the spawned point, which nobody reads. You can tell when a person hasn't read them because they'll hop right in a jet and drive it right off the edge of the carrier and crash. But we don't need these today, so I'm just going to hide them. I think over here we've got a mirror, maybe. Yep, there's the mirror. Oh, one more. Right here, we've got a screen that you can use to watch the different jets when people are flying them. You can watch dogfights or whatever they're doing. Keep an eye on your friends. I think the screen goes away when you back away from it to a certain amount. There it goes. So, cool thing about this world is you can fly just to get around the flight deck faster. So I can fly up and look around. So the big arrow right there, we got our runway for landing. Then we have 3 catapults. There's one right here. This is what you hook your nose gear up to get you catapulted off the carrier. And then we've got 2 more over here. One right here. And this jet's staged up on this one right here. So those are the catapults you need to lock onto to get launched off the carrier. Got how many planes? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planes on the deck that respawn after you crash them. Let's see, are these ones different? Yeah, they're a little bit different. This one's blue. We got 2 gray ones, or whitish. This one's gray. This one's black. Okay, so let's hop in one and go fly around. So seated play works best for this. I'm sitting in like a folding sports chair right now. I have a custom joystick you can see on my YouTube channel in my right hand. My left hand is just free by itself. So there's 2 seats. You got a front and back. You can only fly it from the front seat. So position yourself so you're looking straight down the middle of the airplane so you don't sit in it crooked, because that can happen. So it's kind of loud. The first thing I did was put the canopy down. You operate these 2 screens here with your left toggle and your right toggle with your thumbs on your controllers. So you just move the toggle to what you need to toggle, like the canopy. And then you squeeze the trigger to actuate it. Just hopped out for a second to change my world volume. It was a little bit loud. Okay, so once you get in, you can close the canopy using your toggle and your trigger. I turn off the flight limitations. It just gives you more control. So then our left hand is throttle. It doesn't matter where you grab. You'll see on the heads-up display in the lower left that long vertical bar. You can see that just moving up and down. That's throttle. So then we also want to engage our brake while we're on the flight deck. So move your left toggle down to the brake and use your left trigger to brake. Your steering while you're on the ground is twisting your right controller back and forth. So you have to grab it first. You don't actually have to grab this controller, but just get your hand in a comfortable spot. Use your grip button, and then you can move the nose gear back and forth. So we're going to use that to steer on the ground, give it a little bit of throttle. We're going to taxi over to the catapult and use our brake to slow us down. It'll click on. Just keep yourself lined up with the catapult and your hero click. There it is. There's the click and you stop moving. So the catapult is highlighted there, showing we're locked onto the catapult. We got our flaps down and our gear down. So canopy is closed. So you're going to grab onto the control stick again, make sure you have control. We're going to advance the throttle, which you can see in the lower left of the heads-up display. That bar is fully lit up. So we're at full throttle now. Then we're going to select afterburners. So the afterburners are on now. And now we're going to go back down to catapult. And we're going to squeeze the left trigger, and it's going to launch us off the carrier. There we go. We're airborne. We're going to select our gear and our flaps. Gear and flaps up. And we're accelerating. It's kind of hard to read the heads-up display with the sun. I'm going to turn away from the sun. Afterburner off. You can see the heads-up display better now. 650 miles an hour, 1,800 feet. So the box in the upper left corner of the heads-up display, about 658, that's our speed. Box in the upper right, about 2,000, is our altitude. We have G's on there. We're pulling 5 G's right now with a maximum of 14 G's that we pulled on takeoff, which is a lot. Then beneath that we have missiles, air-to-air missiles. That's the first one that says 6. And get away from the sun so we can read the heads-up display again. That second one that says 4 is the air-to-ground missiles, and there's 8 bombs. And then that box that looks kind of like a window frame in the lower left is just your control position, so you can tell where your controls are. So that's centered right there. Right bank, left bank, up, down. So it's pretty fun flight simulator. You can look back and see a vapor cloud on the wing. You can buzz the carrier. So we've got cruise control out here on the left screen. I never use that. Altitude hold, you might want to do that if you're doing some formation stuff. We've got flares. If somebody locks a missile onto you, you'll start hearing a chime. You can drop some flares to help break the missile from you. The screen, we have a hook for landing on the aircraft carrier. Got the gear and flaps, bombs, AGM, air-to-ground missiles, air-to-air missiles, gun. We can shoot that one. That's the machine gun. You can't shoot air-to-air missiles unless you're locked onto somebody, I believe. Then you got smoke. Turn on smoke trails. Unfortunately, this jet kind of breaks my avatar. I'm not really fully in the seat right now, and you can see that's what the flickering is. That's either my body or the tail somewhere going crazy. Probably because of the speed. I'll slow it down and see if it stops that. There's the carrier. I can set myself up for a slide landing approach, put the gear down, flaps down, hooks down. Well above the speed that you should deploy those in real life, but nothing to break here. So let's see if I can land it on the carrier. Didn't really set myself up for a good landing, but I'll try. Low. Gonna get myself back up. Get lined up. Got it. So release the hook. Can taxi over to this catapult again and go up again. I can show you some of the features of the map. Full throttle, afterburners, catapult release. Oh, there we go. So there's a tunnel there. If you want to try to fly through that, you got to be super smooth and precise. I've made it like halfway through, but I haven't got through the whole thing. There's a base you can land on over there. There's no arresting cables, so you gotta really have the low touchdown speed to land there. Put the afterburners on and speed across the map. Put the smoke on. The smoke's pretty cool in this world because it lasts for a long time. Fly under the bridge. Yeah, it's just like a perpetual sunset here. Looks nice. But it does kind of blank out the heads-up display sometimes. There's my smoke trail. Mach 1.14 is the big smoke trail. And of course, just because people will want to know, I'll show you what it looks like when you crash. See if I can hit the carrier deck right by the respawn point. Boom. There it is. And you can still see the smoke trail. The cool thing is you can stand here on the flight deck, and when planes go by breaking the sound barrier, they make a sonic boom, and you can actually see the vapor cloud on their wings. It's a pretty cool world to hang out in.